So I got to tell you guys, this week, this rotation, there's no denying it. I wore some of the best smelling fragrances in my collection. Some are on the mass appealing side, obviously, but I'll be damned. I smelled great all week. It's week number 113. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday is kind of a vintage-ish classic at this point. Discontinued, not around anymore, but one of the softer, more interesting, smooth, creamy, powdery fragrances ever made, in my opinion. That being Bulgari Blue. Shout out to Scent Dragon on IG. We were having a conversation about it randomly, and I said, as a matter of fact, I'm going to wear that tomorrow, which prompted me to pull it out and wear it. Been a while. Soft. Very soft. That's always the best word. The first word I always use to describe this fragrance. It's a little powdery. There's a tobacco blossom note that adds a bit of a slight hit of a tobacco smell. A little bit of an earthy bit touch to it, but it's more powdery, creamy, and a little soapy and fresh. It's just such a delicate fragrance. And when I say delicate and soft, I don't mean super weak. It projects. You can choke somebody out with this if you spray this one heavy. It's one of those fragrances that is just a delight to wear. It dresses up very well. It's casual and laid back, but at the same time, there's enough elegant appeal here and class to it, if you will, to dress it up a bit. Definitely can go up to an Oxford. Hell, all the way to a suit if you really want to. Not the best thing in the highest of heat, but it does do pretty well in warm weather. And of course, it works great across the board the rest of the year. If you've yet to try this one, I don't know how easy it is to get your hands on a bottle. I've had this bottle for many years now, but if you can get your nose on it, get your nose on Bulgari Blue. And speaking of discontinued classics, that's kind of a personal classic for me. My possibly favorite barbershop smelling scent profile of all time because of the nostalgia that's tied to this one. With my dad buying it for me a few years for Christmas in a row, that being the elusive Aspen Discovery. That's right, this is a flanker to the famed Aspen. This is standard barbershop stuff. It's aromatic lavender, there's woods, there's musk, and I think that's pretty much it. It's a little bit of citruses up top too. Very simple note breakdown. It's a classic Coty fragrance. And you can find these little 75 mLs for, at least when I grabbed these, I got a few of them, like 10 bucks. I've had many bottles over the years. There was a 1 ounce bottle, which was the last bottle my dad had bought me that I held on to for years for nostalgia purposes. As some of you know, my dad's no longer with us, hasn't been for many, many years, but this is a nostalgia pick for me personally. I really love the way this one smells. And is it better than other barbershop fragrances? That's why it's my favorite? Absolutely not. I have so many barbershop style fragrances that are way better than this. It's just the nostalgia factor that makes it my personal favorite of all time. Was just in the mood for it. Out the shower. Aspen Discovery. Moving into Monday is a fragrance that the more I spray, the more I love. It is so much more versatile than I originally anticipated. I was underwhelmed the first time I smelled it, but like I said, the more I spray it, the more I seem to enjoy. Armani Stronger With You Freeze. So from what I understand, Stronger With You Only You? Stronger With You Only. That's what it's called. Slipped my mind for a minute. From what I understand, that's taking the place of this one. Kind of sad. I haven't tried the new flanker. I don't know how similar they are in scent profile, but I can tell you this is a much fresher, toned down version of the original. Still has some really good staying power, just not a loud scent. This is a bit more subdued and more of a daily wear type of fragrance. Better in the warmer weather, just better overall daytime scent in my opinion. I just love wearing this one. I've been wearing it more and more. I did a full review on it last week, and make sure to check that video out for my full thoughts on it. But it's one that I think before it starts to get scarce, if it's going to be going away, like I said, I'm not confirming that it's being replaced, but that's what I've heard here in the community. So if you've yet to try it, while it's still abundant and easy to get a hold of for a good price, get your nose on Emporio Armani Stronger With You Freeze. Really damn good scent. Better than I originally anticipated, honestly. Then we got the shower. It was time for a good shave, so I grabbed my Business Over Pleasure shave set. This is the aftershave splash, and you guys know how that goes. When I have the fragrance that matches, I give myself a few sprays of the fragrance. Did 3 sprays, if I remember correctly, 1 in front of the neck. When I shave, because I usually shave in the evenings, that's when I'll do a spray in front of my neck. That way I kind of get it all in my face so I can really enjoy the scent bubble and smell it for a few hours before bed. But, you know, this has been in the weekly rotation video so many times. I don't even know what I could say about Business Over Pleasure at this point that I haven't. For those of you that have watched a few of these sporadically, at least, you've seen me feature this. This was my collaboration fragrance that I made with Zaharoff last year, sold out, long discontinued, and so on. Those of you that had a bottle or have a bottle, glad you have it. I'm glad for those of you that reach out and tell me all the time you enjoy it, because I certainly do as well. Out the shower, had a good shave, and a few sprays of Business Over Pleasure. Moving into Tuesday, the Middle Eastern exclusive. Haven't really been spending time with it since I got it, but man, the dates, that sweet dates smell that this has with that smokiness. This is such a good fragrance. Dolce & Gabbana, the one, Luminous Night, that lovely blue bottle. This stuff is mag-frickin-nificent. God, this is a good scent. It smells so good. Only one full wearing so far outside of that live first impression live stream that I did a while back. This was my first full wearing. The hype is real on this one. I don't know how easy it is to get. I mean, for the full story on how I even got this bottle, please check out that live stream, because it's kind of a long, detailed story. Shout out to our troops stationed over in Tokyo. Mr. Trip Hyde, I appreciate you, sir. That's the gentleman that sent this to me. But man, the hype is real. I've heard FragranceBuy.ca gets them from time to time, so I would keep an eye on FragranceBuy.ca if you're interested in getting this. Outside of that, I haven't really looked for it at any other discounters, so I'm not sure where you can find it, because it is a Middle Eastern exclusive, but certain markets do get their hands on a small supply of bottles from time to time. Like I said, smoky, fruity, sweet, but the not necessarily fruity sweet. The dates smell is very distinctive. I only have one other fragrance that features it prominently. That's the original John Varvatos fragrance, and it's got a similarity to it because of the dates, but this is so much hot. This is such a nicer quality and has even more character and much, much better performance, because I'm telling you, if you like incense, sweet and smoky, something special. I'll tell you what, during the day, Dolce & Gabbana, the one, Luminous Night. I got the shower. It'll never be dated. It'll never go out of style. I don't care what anyone says. Acqua di Gio. In lieu of the new Eau de Parfum coming out, which I will get my hands on a bottle at some point. For those of you interested in my thoughts, trust me, I'm interested in my thoughts too. I will get my hands on it at some point. But I do tend to go back to the original from time to time. Mostly out the shower, mostly when I'm just hanging out around the apartment, or if we're just going run to the grocery store, quick trip to run some errands, something like that. I'll usually rock with this. The wife loves, she's told me recently, I love when you spray that on, which is one of the reasons I've been wearing it more often. I'm sorry, for those of you that say it smells like an old man and dated, that's your opinion. My opinion, it'll never get old. That's why they still sell a ton of bottles of this. This is still a signature scent for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of guys out there. Out the shower, the all-time classic, Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio. Moving into Wednesday, back-to-back, just bangers on this day. One I haven't worn in quite some time. Probably my favorite gourmand heavy tobacco scent would be from Authenticity Perfumes. This is Tobacco Boss. Haven't wore this one in a while, and I forgot just how damn good it is. It's a bright orange up top, but there's this lovely chocolate honey tobacco smell going for it. Oh my God, this is such a good scent. Absolutely sample worthy from Authenticity Perfumes. It's the time of year when my favorites are, I don't really like to wear too much fresh stuff unless it's just around the house in the cool, cold weather. I mean, we got snow around us and stuff like that right now. I live in the mountains. That's why I don't really wear barbershop and summer vibes or Fresh Boss during this time of year. Once spring hits and we get warmer weather, you'll start seeing that show up, and those fragrances show up in the rotation a bit. But this is one that I've just been kind of forgetting to wear. Awesome fragrance for the cold weather if you like gourmands with this nice underlying sweet, smooth tobacco. Nothing earthy, dark, or animalic in any way, shape, or form. Not real leafy, but still very aromatic. It's telling you, just get a sample. There's always a link to Authenticity Perfumes with a discount code below. Get yourself a sample. You can get a sample pack of the whole house, or you can get just a sample of Tobacco Boss. Absolutely check this one out if you haven't yet. 50% oil concentration, super loud, super long lasting. I know all that stuff's important to you guys. But speaking of loud and long lasting, one of my most complimented fragrances of all time, I haven't wore this in a while. The wife was like, ooh, what are you wearing? Because she hasn't smelled this on me in a long time. But Paco Rabanne Invictus, the original Invictus. It's just, I don't know, I just haven't been wearing it. Another one, some people say played out and all that good stuff. I don't care. I love this stuff. This is still one of my all-time favorites. For the longest time, this was my favorite fragrance. This is the second bottle I've ever had. But Invictus Aqua did edge it out. Go figure, its flanker is my favorite fragrance, and this makes it number 2. This is my number 2 favorite fragrance. Just haven't wore it in a while. I have so many fragrances available to me in my collection. I like a lot of variety. I'm very seasonal with my fragrances. Not the best winter fragrance out there, but actually, if you like sweet and aquatic and fresh, it's more than powerful enough to cut through the cold. Just enjoyed the hell out of this. Like I said, this is one of my most complimented fragrances ever in my collection. Out the shower, Paco Rabanne's Invictus. Moving into Thursday, I'm just killing it with these home run fragrances back to back to back. 2 more, just killer day in fragrance. That's why I said at the beginning of this intro, it's just one of the best smelling weeks of all time for me. Bulgari, Man in Black. The once beloved hype beast that not that many people talk about much anymore. It still gets its share of love here and there. There's still people that really enjoy it and wear it. It's just not as hyped as it used to be. Spicy, boozy, woody and floral in the dry down, with that spiciness and that booziness starts to fade. Slightly above average performer for me. I know some people get weaker performance. I get 6 to 7-ish hours range of longevity. Not super loud. After about an hour and a half or so, it does tend to calm down and sit a bit closer to the skin. But this stuff is a banger. Man, it never gets old for me. Different enough from Spice Bomb to where I don't find them redundant in a collection, because this is boozy and floral. Spice Bomb is not those things. Spice Bomb is very spicy, woody, with a hit of some earthy tobacco and a little bit of sweetness. This is similar, but more so different than they are similar. Because I've heard a bunch of people compare the Spice Bomb over the years, and I think they're more than different enough to have both. I don't think they're that redundant, especially if you're into spicy fragrances like I am. Then this is kind of a must-have. Get your nose on this one if you haven't yet. One of the best spicy fragrances ever created. Bulgari, Man in Black. And then the Polarizing. Love it or hate it, I still think it smells great. Dior Sauvage. Yes, of all things, out the shower, when I normally just sitting around the apartment after a shower late in the evenings, don't like to wear something really heavy and loud. This is a February 2015 batch of Dior Sauvage. This is one of the first batches, if not the first batch of Dior Sauvage. This is loud. This is super. This is one of those 2 to 3 spray fragrances that damn near fill a room type of Dior Sauvages. Speaking of, bright, crisp, metallic shower gel, super mass appealing, blue fragrance guy. I mean, what do you expect? Just a great fragrance. Just was in the mood for it. Haven't wore it in a while. I'll be damned, it smells great. Another one walked in the living room after my shower, with several feet away from me. She said, "Ooh, you smell nice. What you wearing tonight?" Dior Sauvage. If you hate it, hey, I get it. Some people don't like it. I think it's great. Is it my favorite that smells like it? No, I like Product Carbon a little bit more, but there's no denying. Just smells great. It's signature scent for a lot of people for a good reason. It gets compliments. It's versatile. It performs. You can wear it year round. Does a little bit of everything. Out the shower, Dior Sauvage EDT. Moving into Friday, so one of my favorite releases from 2021 and one of my favorite gym scents, because I updated my best gym fragrance list. It's been almost 2 years since I updated it. So I updated that, and one of the fragrances in that video I ended up deciding to wear out the shower afterwards. But during the day I went with The Most Wanted from Azzaro, the newest flanker in the Wanted line. I absolutely adore this fragrance. It performs great. It's just sweet enough without being too sweet. It's definitely on the sweet side. It's warm and spicy. It's rich. It's got a thickness, a full, robust nature to the scent profile. I really, really dig this stuff. It smells like it belongs more in the Stronger With You family than in the Wanted family even. It's kind of a combination of both, and I really, really dig that about this scent profile. Get out and sample this one where they carry Azzaro fragrances. You may end up needing a bottle. I'm telling you, it's that damn good. Now, if you're a big fan of the Stronger With You line and you have all of them, and you have Wanted by Night and Wanted and all that stuff, yeah, maybe a little too redundant. But at that point, you're kind of a collector anyway, so you'll probably buy it if you have all of those. But it is a little redundant to, from what I understand, so I haven't tried Absolutely yet, some similarities of Stronger With You, absolutely. This is what some of my friends in the community have told me. I still have yet to get my nose on Absolutely. I will be getting a bottle sooner than later. But for the time being, digging the hell out of this one. I actually paid full retail from Amazon too, because I did not care. I had to have it once I smelled it. During the day, Azzaro, the most wanted. And that gym fragrance I was talking about, Boss Bottled Tonic. I just haven't wore it in a while. Damn, this stuff smells good. It does. Weak performer. Sure, it's a tonic flanker. There's never a situation where there's a tonic flanker and you should expect great performance. Just my opinion. If you're in this community or you're really into fragrances, you should know by now, tonic flankers are usually on the weaker side, but extremely bright and fresh. That is what this is. This is extremely bright, fresh, and weaker Boss Bottled. Perfect for the gym if you're into the Boss Bottled scent profile. And the video, after filming the video, I was inspired to wear it. So, out the shower, Boss Bottled Tonic. And finally, on Saturday, a once beloved, mass appealing, somewhat of a hype beast fragrance that's still very affordable, still easy to get at most discounters, that people kind of forget about, me included. Coach Platinum. Haven't worn it in a while. Damn it. I mean, at the recording of this was my scent of the day, and I was smelling great. I really was. It's sticking to my shirt too. When I took my shower, it was still pumping off my skin. Probably 5-6 hours in to the wear, I ended up taking a shower. Because I didn't want to shower till after the Royal Rumble. Those of you wrestling fans, I watched the Royal Rumble before I ended up taking my shower, which was 4 hours and some change long. So, anyways, I know that's irrelevant to the topic, but picture fruity, somewhat sweet. I like to describe it as kind of semi-sweet, the vanilla and stuff like that. I don't find it's too sweet. Some people say it's too sweet, but I have a lot of really sweet fragrances, so it's semi-sweet to me, and has a nice amberwood and Ambroxan smell. More amberwood, warm wood type of feel here. I actually get really good performance out of it. I wouldn't call it great performance, but in that 6 to 8 hour range every time I wear it, it does project very well on my skin. This stuff just works on my skin. You can get a 100 ml like this from discounters online in the sub $40 price point. It's just overlooked these days. Nobody really talks about it. It was a 2018 release. It's been around for a few years. As far as I know, it's still in production. It's still easy to find for a great price. It just smells great. I'm telling you, this is another compliment beast and a half right here. This stuff works great. Nobody talks about it anymore. Check this one out if you've yet to, or if you haven't pulled it out in a while. Maybe it's time to dust your bottle off like I had to and spray Coach Platinum. And then when I got out the shower a little while ago, it was time for a good shave. And sticking with the theme, I stuck with the Zed Creators shave sets. Went with Brass and Soul. Shout out to my main man, Justin. And of course, that means a couple sprays of the fragrance. So I'm collecting my bottles. That's why I don't wear them that often. I don't have that low of a juice level on the Siren and Brass and Soul because they're never getting made again. So I'm kind of very, very, very scarce with my bottles, and I am wearing 3 sprays of this currently. I'm smelling this beautiful, aromatic, spicy, boozy, soapy type of, just beautiful radiance going on my skin right now. This is currently what I'm wearing. Smelling great. Some of these shave sets are still available from Gentleman's Knot as far as I know. I think they do have a small stock of them left still. Fortunately, just like I said with Business Over Pleasure, this was Justin's collaboration with Zaharoff. Long discontinued and sold out at this point, but such a damn good fragrance. If you like clean, bright, fresh, boozy, warm, and soapy, that's a lot of the aromatic nature of it is up top. I get a lot of gin out of this. I always have gotten a lot of gin out of this. There's a little bit of a smoky nuance in the dry down there. I get kind of a smoky wood type of feel. This one changes on my skin. Those of you that have a bottle, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But my style of fragrance. Justin did a great job with this. And out the shower, Brass and Soul. Well, that was week number 113 in my weekly rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What'd you wear this week? Those of you familiar with the format, you should have known I was going to say that. You probably were expecting me to say that, because that's my favorite comments of the week to read, to see what you guys' rotation looked like. Did you wear 1, 2, 3 fragrances, or did you switch it up every day like I typically do? And I'm sorry, you know, my opinion, of course, everybody's has a differing opinion on differing things, but this was a damn good week for me. I mean, I don't wear anything that I don't like. I mean, let's be straight up here. But I smelled really, really good this week. This was some bangers, some mass appealing compliment beast type of fragrances. Some good shit this week. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances I wore in this week's rotation and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.